Hey guys, this is the weekly overview for January 22nd. I do apologize for not having one last week. Some things came up, but we are now getting back on track. Before we get started, there is an announcement of a new class that I plan on leading and starting here soon. It's going to be at 9:30. This is a strength and conditioning class only, mostly for people that maybe are dealing with any kind of injuries, don't really want to focus on all the skills and things like that. People that have maybe that that would benefit from coming in and getting coached at a higher level on the basic strength and conditioning. This would be basically an intro class before you would start CrossFit, whereas we're looking at doing all the major movement patterns of squat, hinge, press, pull, lunge, etc., and building a program that really is going to build that stuff and that foundational base from the ground up. Okay, this will be at 9:30, 3 days a week. Don't have a start date yet, but just really gauging interest. If you have somebody that's interested or you yourself are interested, or just let me know. You can even DM us on Instagram or just reach out to me personally, and we'll let you know when we plan on starting that. But really right now we're just gauging interest and trying to get a good start date set up. Okay, so Monday we have squat clean thrusters on the minute for 15 minutes. It's 5 sets of 1 at one weight. And then you build, you do 4 by 1, then you build, then you do 3 by 1. So it's only 1 rep every minute for 15 minutes, and you're only going up when that rep range drops. The whole goal of this is really to build the position in the squat clean. A lot of times we have trouble with sitting upright or getting thoracic extension and getting in a good position in the clean. And the squat clean thruster, in my opinion, is a great way to promote keeping the chest up as you're coming out of the hole and staying in position. If you're someone who struggles with this, just keep it light, stay focused on the movement itself. You always could do a power clean and then a thruster as well. Don't necessarily have to go through the full movement if you're not ready for it. All right. After that, we have on the 2 minutes for 4 rounds, we are going to be doing 15 touch and go thrusters. So you get to choose the weight there. Just, even if you want to start light and build each round, that's fine. But it wants to be 15 unbroken. We're going to kind of drive home what we just did with that squat clean thruster and positioning, and we'll go from there. And then max strict pull-ups. Okay, you can do this as a banded chest to bar is a good option to scale this down. And also you could do dumbbells if that front rack position was really tough and you've already feel like you've done enough of that front rack position in that first part. A dumbbell thruster will be good too, and that'll be our fitness option for the day. After that, for our accessory, we're going to be doing banded pull aparts, so just pulling apart, working on more scapular retraction, and then hollow rocks to kind of drive that position home. All right, Tuesday, 8-minute AMRAP to start, 2 wall walks, 2 deadlifts, and this is a tougher weight. If we're looking at like what percentage that is, that's maybe 60%, so it's not really, really heavy. It could be upwards of 70% for some people, but you should be able to move through those deadlifts in quick singles and just moving. Again, we're just kind of starting to get touch on doing these heavier deadlifts in workouts as we had worked on building to that heavier weight in the last block. Now we're going to start using it. Then we'll rest 4 minutes and then an 8-minute AMRAP of 5 tall box jumps and 5 strict handstand push-ups. Obviously, if you don't have strict handstand push-ups, you can always kip these as well. But again, we're starting to get it into these higher skill movements and just really working this as a volume accumulation day. Okay, so we're working on some skills that we have already, or some weight that we've already learned how to move, and we're working on some skills that we've learned to acquire. And now we're starting to use them in a more fatigued way, right? So we're able to do this. Holding this on the minute or a little bit faster is good, but I really want you guys just to focus on quality of movement, moving steady. For the fitness, just picking a moderate deadlift weight, really driving home the skill. On the box jumps, just choosing the tallest possible that you can jump on, and then you're doing dumbbell strict press. This should drive strength more than anything. So with that reps, it should be, maybe 3 reps from failure at the beginning, and then at the end, that 5 reps on the strict press will be tough. Accessory work is going to be those GHD hip extensions again, just working on the posterior chain. Even pausing at the top is a great way to do that. And then 100-foot double overhead dumbbell carry to finish that off for 3 rounds. Wednesday, 90 seconds on the clock. We're going to be doing a 15 to 10 cal bike. Okay, as we've kind of been working on doing this higher skill gymnastic pulling under a little bit of fatigue now. And then as many reps as possible, whether that's ring muscle ups, bar muscle ups, or a jumping muscle up. That's kind of what our goal is going to be. For fitness, we're going to be doing a burpee pull up. If you're really struggling with any of those, we can do ring turnover drills. We could do, just low positional like that jumping muscle up position, I think is good, and a lot of people can do that. But even like a jumping chest to bar would be fine too. Just trying to challenge yourself to the next skill, something that maybe we've worked on last week that now we're going to be able to get into and train this week. And again, you might not be able to train it fully, but you should have a good gauge from the previous Wednesday of what skill you should be working on. After that, 10-minute EMOM, we have 6 to 8 on the dumbbell bench press, and then also on the supinated, so underhand grip, bent over rows. Okay, now that 6 to 8 rep range should just be a tough weight. Okay, so you should be a couple reps from failure, maybe 3 to 4 reps from failure to start, and then by the last set, that's going to be fairly tough. Obviously, you can build if you need to during that, drop weight if you need to do that to hit those rep ranges, but really challenge yourself to hit the heaviest weight possible for that rep range. On Thursday, we have 2 minutes on the clock with a 1 minute rest for each of these, and we'll do this 3 times. We have a bike and then alternating dumbbell rows in the plank. Obviously, if you keep your feet closer, you're working a little bit harder. It makes you work a little bit harder on the stabilization from the shoulders down to the toes on that rotation. You have to really kind of squeeze the core tighter by squeezing the butt, pulling the abs down, staying a little bit more hollow. And if that's tough and you feel like you're sagging, you can widen your feet and just keep moving. After that, we have row box step-ups. Again, just working on that cyclical pattern of box step-ups, moving steady. And then we have hand release push-ups and ski. And then lastly, it's just going to be 2 minutes straight of push the sled down, reverse push the sled back. And we're just going to move steady. When we look at this, I want you guys to kind of come out a little bit tougher on the paces on the row or on the monostructural piece. So thinking about really hammering that first 60 seconds of work, and then you can kind of coast and move steady through the second part of this workout. All right, Friday we're doing some repeat intervals that are kind of geared towards what we've seen in the open as far as pairings. So really this is all about learning how to pace. We have row, wall ball, alternating dumbbell hang power, clean and press. We have toes to bar, and then lateral burpees. So when we look at this, you're going to have a decent amount of time on the lateral burpees. If we break this down, I'm looking at 2 minutes of rowing, roughly a minute of the wall balls. That puts us at 3 minutes. Another minute puts us at 4 minutes. And then maybe we have 30 seconds to a minute. So we should have about a minute to 90 seconds of burpees each round. And the whole goal here is just to do this at a repeatable pace. So I would like to see the same number of burpees each time. And then you really use the time hacks, right? So it's like you finish the row, look at the clock. That's what the goal is going to be the next round too. Finish the wall balls, look at the clock. Whether that has to be done in 2 sets or 1 set, doesn't really matter. I want you to try to think about repeatable sets across each round. That's what we're going to be looking for. Okay, so just learning how to pace, learning how to manage fatigue from one movement to the next. By the time you get to those burpees, they will be fairly tough. We've got a lot of hinging and pressing patterns that will fatigue that out. And so that's where we're looking to basically, challenge ourselves to move steady on the burpee, especially in the 3rd or 4th round. It's going to be tough, but thinking about coming out of the gate at like 80% opposed to just stomping this to the ground, thinking about running this at roughly an 80% pace, something that you could hold if you had to do this for a 20-minute AMRAP. That's kind of what the target is here today, is like run this at a 20 to 30-minute AMRAP and then just pace it out each round to where you could be repeatable every single set. And lastly, on Saturday, we have 3 rounds for time with teams of 2, Russian kettlebell swings, just to the eyes, dumbbell bench press, and walking lunges. And that's unweighted walking lunges. You're just basically splitting those reps between each of you and moving steady through this workout. A lot of pressing this week, a lot of pulling, a lot of gymnastic volume. If you guys are having any issues, just let us know as far as like how the shoulders are feeling. Again, scaling things back, especially on days that you don't feel great, or letting the coach know is a way that we're able to adjust this thing, as we're really just trying to get the contractile volume to prepare us for the open coming up. Hopefully the movement pairings and volume isn't that high based on we have high-low days pretty consistently based on the workouts that are written. But if you are having any issues, just let us know and we'll work through that. And again, that strength class that's going to be at 9:30 will be a great option if you're having any issues, especially if you have any injuries, have taken any time off, looking to get back into the gym. That's really what we're looking for. I will be the one coaching that. There might be one class that I might have to miss just due to things that are going on. But other than that, I will be coaching this consistently for the foreseeable future, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'm really looking forward to getting going on this. A lot of times we're doing strength and then conditioning. But I think we can get away with doing a little bit more aerobic work and then follow that up by some strength work and really simplifying a lot of the program just to help you guys get stronger, feel better, and then reintroduce yourself back to the higher skills, or at least get through this higher skill season, which is, the pre-open season of our CrossFit class. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, let us know. If not, we'll see you in the gym.